Scorpio, right? The Scorpio energy is there to truly dive in, right? To not resist, to not reject, but to just dive in. It's like the phoenix that rises from the ashes. You go deep, you go into a place of death, right? And not physical death, but the death of something, right? It's either your past self that needs to die, or it's a past pattern that needs to die, or it's a past experience, or a fear that needs to die. Something needs to die with Scorpio, right? I mean, there's always something that has to just die. And then once that's dead, then you can rise from the ashes, right? Then you can rise like the phoenix from the ashes, because the ashes is the death, right?
Yeah.
Of something. And so, but sometimes we don't want to go there, right? We resist that process. We resist the process of going into the depth of that transformative process, because it can be painful, right? Because the process itself can bring up pain. You know, just like when you need to let go, we can call it letting go as well, right? It could be death or letting go, but you know, the ultimate letting go is death, right? Like when you end your life, the letting go that happens on your deathbed is the letting go of the physical incarnation, and you let that go and you rise up into the spiritual world, right? Yeah. So that's the ultimate death, of course, as a human being. But on smaller levels, we have these experiences all over our lives, right? And sometimes we experience it through other people, and sometimes we experience it just in our own personal, private, you know, letting go of things, fears and patterns and, you know, whatever it might be. But in any case, the process is always a letting go. Yeah. And often we resist the letting go because we think that by letting go, we're going to be losing something. That there's a loss, right? Like you let go, you let something die, and then there's a loss with that. But every loss also has a seed of a new beginning. And we forget that part, right? We forget the part that when you let something go, that there's also something new that has a possibility of rising up and having a new life, right? Yes. So when we let go of an old pattern, you know, there's a chance for a new way of experiencing life that's different from the pattern that we had before. Yes. Right? So that's really the job of Scorpio. So it's a very important job that Scorpio has, because Scorpio will immediately remind us when something is no longer working for us for our highest and best interest. To be fully alive, because that's the highest goal of Scorpio, is to be fully connected, to be fully alive, to be fully passionate in our connecting and expressing ourselves, and to be fully authentic. But how can we achieve that, right? How can we achieve these things? We can only achieve them by letting go of all the things that we've been conditioned into, or that we've been holding on to, or that we've been creating from out of fear or out of past experiences that has kept us small, or kept us in a place of safety, right?
And no growth.
And no growth, exactly, because there's no growth there. There's no growth in those patterns. Yeah. So Scorpio knows that. Scorpio knows that if we don't let go, if we don't let these things die, we're not going to have a chance for life, for true, authentic, passionate life.